This presentation will focus on a business plan overview for an electrical contractor, Vitaliy Electric. So to start, let's take a look at what this business plan overview will consist of. First, a company overview will be provided to highlight the business idea. Next, we will take a look at the market analysis conducted for this business plan. We will then take a look at the financial projections and funding, followed by the business risk. And lastly, we will discuss the business plan assumptions and business milestones. At Vitaliy Electric, our mission is to provide professional electrical services through exceptional customer service. Our trained and experienced employees are guaranteed to deliver quality work for a competitive price. This company was formed based on a vision to serve the local community without overcharging customers for mediocre services. Vitaliy Electric is determined to take on any electrical project with adequate resources and state-of-the-art technology. Being family-owned, we understand the importance of loyalty and timeliness when it comes to providing both commercial and residential electrical services. The ownership type for this company is a limited liability, or LLC. The initial company size is 42 employees, which includes 20 electricians, 3 engineers, 3 project managers, 2 accountants, and 1 market analyst. Our service line includes commercial and residential electrical services. Specifically, 4 target markets will be exploited, which include commercial, residential, power plant, and renewable energy services. Lastly, the service area for Vitaliy Electric includes northern Indiana and southwest Michigan. To maximize Vitaliy Electric's potential in the marketplace, a market analysis was conducted. Local competitors include electrical contractors such as Kuntz Wagner, Weaver Electric, Hartman Electric, Martel Electric, Professional Electric, and Herman & Getz. These competitors all offer residential commercial services with additional focus in areas such as engineering and design, high voltage services, process control systems, telecommunications, and energy management systems. The market competitors have strategic initiatives to provide services in their area of expertise. These service areas are offered through experienced, trained, and certified electrical professionals. A key to their strategy is being able to allocate all of the necessary resources to support the scope of the work that they offer. There are several market gaps that were discovered during the market analysis. The gaps include lack of customer incentives, lack of scheduling services, and lack of renewable energy services, which is a growing market. Our target market consists of residential services, commercial services, power plant services, and renewable energy services. Commercial markets could help bring in the big dollar jobs with potential of large income. The residential market is always in need of electrical services, whether they are for new construction or routine homeowner issues. Thus, this market will guarantee consistency. In order to exploit market opportunities, Vitaliy Electric will provide loyal and new customer incentives and promotions. Incentives will include free visits after equipment has been serviced or installed to ensure proper preventative maintenance and overall operation. Typically, the customer will receive a free visit after the 3rd time the company has visited this customer. Promotions will include discounts on renovations and new equipment installs. Additionally, all equipment will be installed with a warranty, and call-out fees are not charged if the equipment needs to be serviced or maintenance. The marketing strategy for Vitaliy Electric is rather simple. Target the discussed markets and exploit opportunities our competitors do not. To advertise our company, all company vehicles will contain company logos and offered services. The company will have over 20 vehicles that will serve as a moving billboard. Secondly, local TV ads and radio ads will advertise the company. Vitaliy Electric will also send out emails to subscribed customers which contain helpful electrical tips and upcoming promotions. Let's take a look at the business financials. Overall, the business is expected to make profit the first year and be very sustainable for the years following. The initial startup costs are nearly $5 million. However, the first year profit puts the company at $511,961,000 after all expenses are paid. During the second year, the net profit is expected to be around $1.979 million and $1.792 million during the third year after the business is expanded with 24 new employees. Most of the profit will be invested back into the business and paid against the initial startup loan to rid this liability sooner with less acquired interest. Capital requirements are lowest during the second year because the business has been established and is not growing. However, during the first and third year, the capital requirements are the highest because the business is being established in year 1 and expanded in year 3. Income is generated via the services provided by the electricians and engineers. Electrician cost per hour is $95 and engineering cost per hour is $125. Engineers and electricians are projected to work 300 days per year at 8 hours a day to account for downtimes and vacations. To generate the required capital, Vitaliy Electric is seeking a $2 million loan spread out over 10 years. The initial $3 million will be acquired from an investor 5% of business profits. Based on the projected financials, $3 million is a reasonable amount to ask for because the return on investment is expected to increase every year. If the required capital cannot be acquired, Vitaliy Electric would have to start at a much lower scale. Government and environmental issues are always capable of generating business risk. The biggest government-related risk the company will face will be investing resources in renewable energy services. If strict government regulations are ever placed on this energy resource due to financial and environmental issues, this part of the company could be out of business. Environmental issues do not pose significant risk to the company as operations are environmentally friendly and do not produce any hazardous waste or emissions. The biggest risk associated with this business plan is not being able to acquire enough work to keep all employees busy. This could bankrupt the company due to the financial liabilities possessed by the company. The availability to acquire all 42 employees is also a business risk. If employees can't be acquired, the business will have to be smaller and will generate less profit, which is bad for the long-term liabilities as well. Additionally, when the company provides its services, customers are given 20 or 30 days to pay the amount they owe. If bills are not paid by the customer, Vitaliy Electric faces the risk of losing this profit, an additional profit, in order to take legal action. This business plan is derived based on 3 major assumptions. First off, this business plan assumes that Vitaliy Electric will be able to obtain the required capital needed to start up the business. This includes the $2 million their loan and the $3 million in investor capital. Secondly, this business plan assumes that all of the employees required will be available for the company to hire. The last assumption is perhaps the biggest of all 3. This business plan assumes that Vitaliy Electric will be able to acquire enough work to keep all employees busy to generate the projected profit. The aforementioned assumptions could significantly impact the size of the business and the amount of profit the business can generate. The initial business milestone is to acquire enough work for the first 6 months through the marketing strategy. This milestone will be established before the first month of operation. Secondly, hiring all of the required employees is another milestone that must be completed before the first month of operation. This includes supplying them with the necessary equipment and the necessary training. Whether or not the projected amount of employees can be hired will depend on the amount of acquired work. This business is projected to operate with the same number of employees and resources for the first 2 years. After the third year, however, another milestone will be reached and more employees will be hired to expand the business. A new office and warehouse building will be acquired and claimed as an asset in lieu of a renting property. And after 10 years of operation, the company milestone is to grow the business to 300 plus employees and become fully incorporated. Additionally, several new locations will be opened to expand the service area with 25 to 50 employees per location. And that concludes this presentation. Thank you for watching. A list of references is provided here as well.